Hey everybody, welcome back to Double D Vintage Baseball Cards. My name is Dylan. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I want to share some cards, some pickups. I probably have about, 5 to 7 pickups here. But within those is going to be pairings of cards. And if I've already shared the card, then I won't be sharing that one up close so we can get through all these beautiful cards. But I'm going to be touching base with friends in the community, things that I've been inspired to collect over the years. Just all kinds of awesome stuff. So I don't know where this is all going to go, but I have the cards laid out, and that's how I do it. And shout out to Adam Vintage Sanctuary for this amazing 1952 Redman tobacco with the tab. A gift he gave me maybe a year ago or maybe more. An absolute stunning example. When I got this, I literally slept with this card. Put it on my nightstand. I had it with me on the couch at all times. My wife was looking at me like I was out of my mind. But I never held one of these cards in the flesh. And it's like a giant Gouty card. It really is. It's thicker paper. It's like a giant Gouty card, and I looked at them completely different ever since. Well, I picked up a card right after I got this that I've never shared on my channel, and it's of a player that I love to collect. I love the history of this player. I love everything about the card and the player. So I love watching Adam Vintage Sanctuary do his videos. Talk about each card in great detail because I love details of cards. I stare at them in great detail, and that includes the condition. And I'm never going to be ashamed to talk about condition of cards. I love nitpicking cards. I just enjoy it. So it isn't for everyone. But I also enjoy the card for what it is. The beautiful Yogi image. I love everything involved in it. And I love talking about it. I love sharing my opinion. So Adam covers his cards in his pairing videos, one that goes with the other card with a napkin. Well, I'm going to upgrade to my wife's beautiful card she made me for my 44th birthday this year. And that's going to be my cover card for the show. So let's remove and see what we got here. 1954 Redman Tobacco, Monte Irvin. One of the first players, who was it? Thompson, Bobby Thompson? Shoot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Monte Irvin and I think Bobby Thompson were the very first New York Giant African Americans from the Negro Leagues to join the New York Giants. And his story is fascinating. A lot of the Negro League players thought that Monte was going to integrate the Major League Baseball first because he was such an incredible ball player. And I've heard his story my whole life. Reading books, I've always known of him, and I've always collected his cards. And now I have another option to collect his cards. And this card is stunning. Example, with the tab, I'm a must-tab guy. Absolutely mandatory to have the tab for me. This is, like I said, a giant baseball card, giant Gouty card. It's so sick. I mean, I have these on my wall displayed for the last year. Probably seen them in my videos. And this thing is a 4. This was like $40. Looks like a Gem Mint 10. It really does. It's perfect. It's just like that Yogi. It's like these big cards, man. I don't know. They're just incredible looking. And now I know how to store these. I never collected too many of these before, but now I can put them in those sheets and in binders side by side. Slide them in. And so now I have an excuse to collect more of these, and I will in the future. It will definitely be a rabbit hole that I keep going down at some point. So thank you, Adam, for your great videos. Thank you for that gift. Let's go on to the next one here. My next pile of cards. Oh, man, I love these. I'm going to put these 75 tops. These 75 tops have been on my mind a lot lately. I have a nice size display of 1975 Topps cards on my wall, and I know I have a lot more I want to add. So I will be going down that. I've been hunting them down, but this it's about that, but it's about Bob Gibson. And shout out to John Wade Boggs fan. He's doing a new series that I just love the concept of. He's going to share his favorite cards of each player. I love that. He's going to rank them. Now, I didn't pull out all my Bob Gibsons, but I pulled out my favorite Bob Gibson at the moment, and then also one right here that means the world to me. The card that started it all in my collection. This 1963 Fleer Bob Gibson I received as a gift from my aunt and uncle. My uncle is a big-time collector, not card collector, although he has a card collection, and he has the 63 Fleer, but he collects motorcycles. They have this insane house with this sick museum, and when they gifted me this, it was before they had that house with the museum. But when he gifted me this when I was 10 or 12 years old at Christmas, I remember every single moment of that day where I kept this card. I kept going back to it. Like, you have your stack of gifts that you get when you're a kid and the whole family's there, and you get a gift from all of them. So I think I had 3 gifts from my aunt and uncle, and then my other aunt and uncle, and my Oma and Opa. And this was one of the gifts. And I kept going back. Like, when I'd walk away, I'd run back to it and look at it and be like, oh my gosh, the sickest vintage card I ever held in my hand up to that point. And it was mine. And of course, when I found out about grading in 96, 7, 8, or, one of those years, I sent this in for grading. And it came back a PSA 7, and I always thought that's a Gem Mint 10 for sure. Gem Mint 10 all day long. Well, knowing what I know now, let me go back to that. The second I got it back in this 7, and I go, wow, that's what I'm going to collect. I'm going to collect all PSA 7s. And that opened up the rabbit hole for me when this came back, and I got the green light, and it told myself, like, holy smokes, if this is a 7, I'm just going to buy all the 7s I can. And you know what? I did. I went absolutely bonkers in the very beginning, buying huge iconic cards, talking Michael Jordan rookie cards, PSA 8s, Nolan Orion rookies and PSA 6s and 7s. You name it. Brooks Robinson rookie and a PSA 7 I remember having. I have all these receipts, like boxes of receipts from eBay, my eBay sales, because I was buying and selling like crazy. Only because of this Bob Gibson right here. So if I'm ranking these, this is my number 1 baseball card in my entire collection. It's the one that means more to me than any single card in the whole collection. It is the card that started. Now, I collected vintages before this, but it started the great equalizer for me. I could buy them graded. I can trust that it's a real card, and the market told me what the price of the cards were. And what I did is I went on a website called The Pit as well at some point. I think that was probably in the early 2000s, and I just started going crazy with their cards. It might have been 99 too. And so the cards you see right here are sight unseen purchases. And they're the ones that I kept in my collection that I'm not selling. But back to Bob Gibson, my favorite card of Bob Gibson, after re-looking and thinking about it for quite some time, and having this on my wall, and the board I'm writing right now is the Gibby model, same exact colors of this Bob Gibson, 1975 Topps. Bob Gibson is one of the most beautiful baseball cards ever made. The color match all the way around, everything, his face, his smile, it's really a beautiful card. And this is one that I bought sight unseen on The Pit. I think I remember paying $12. And I bought 3 of these at the time. I remember because I sold 2 of them. I bought 3 PSA 7 Bob Gibsons at the time because they had 3 available for 12 bucks, so I bought them all. That's what I did back in the day. And so I have these cards that I cherish as cardboard, like that one. And then I have these cards like this that just happen to be in my collection with the perfect eye appeal that I love. And I gotta keep it. So the story continues with this piece of cardboard as well. And now this will never be leaving my sight. And this is my #1 best looking Bob Gibson card in that I can think about. This is my favorite one at the moment. And I cannot wait to find the mini in the condition that I want. Oh my gosh. So shout out John Wade Boggs fan. I love that concept. I love your videos. I can't wait to see all of them. Really excited about them. So there you have it. Bob Gibson, 1975 Topps. My favorite Bob Gibson card right now. Looking Bob Gibson card. Okay, next round, guys. It's just gonna get crazier. I've got vintage and modern. So I got modern coming up, which is super sick. This is a combination of both. So let me see how I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to put these guys up in the background so you know where I'm going. And I'll just put these out there. I'll put one out. Well, I'm just going to share with you guys. These are my 3 Mickey Mantles. One that just hits home every time it's on my wall. This 1961 Topps MVP 56 and 57 All-Star MVP card, however you want to say what this card is. It's one of my favorite cards to look at. The image, the condition of the card, the face of Mickey Mantle, the red, everything about this card I love. Sometimes, so this is really low on my floor in my room, and I'll get on the floor and I'll just stare at this card, and it's right next to my Hank Aaron of the same year, and it's blue. So I got them side by side, and it just looks awesome. Let's get to the back. Is off-centered. That's where you get your grade. And you centering back lovers, well, I got nothing for you over in these parts. My #1 goal is to find a card that is off-centered on the back, because that means the front is most likely looking insane per the grade. I mean, this card looks like a 10. Absolutely perfect specimen. There's no print dots, anything like that on this card. One of my favorite cards in my collection, as I always say. And I will continue to say that. All right, let's get into the 2 sickest pickups for this collection that I have been creating. The 2009 Mickey Mantle, all the Mickey Mantle refractor cards that I've been collecting. And now I'm trying to find all the rare ones, or all the hard to find ones. Well, I found a lot of hard ones to find, like that first year they ever did golds numbered to 50. Well, I found a big one. First, I'm going to share the little one. 2009. So after I've been hunting down the big ones, which I pretty much have the whole run of these, minus the super refractor, and the base space refractor, is 2009 Topps Chrome Mickey Mantle X-Fractor right here. It just hits the spot. I had to buy one for my collection. I wasn't going to go for the stuff that wasn't numbered. That's kind of like, I really like the modern stuff to be serial numbered. I don't care for the SSPs and the image variations. It's not my thing. I want cards to be easy. I don't want cards to be difficult. So when it says the number on the back, I can get that. But with this X-Fractor, there's no number on the back. It's not an SSP. It's not anything like that. You can look up the odds, and for whatever reason, I forgot to put that on the slab. But I graded this a 10, came back a 10, and centering a 90. Love the back of these cards. This has Mantle's entire stats. Just an awesome card. Add right there to my run. I'm going to pull this one down and bring up the big boy, one that I've been hunting for since the beginning. And I got the red refractor Mickey Mantle 2009 Topps Chrome. Just an absolute gem of a card. Just like when I saw this thing, it popped up on Fanatics, the Fanatics website. Fanatics collects. Dude, and the guy wanted $200. I couldn't hit the buy button fast enough. I don't even think he had offers up. I just said, that's the one I want. That's it. I've been looking for this card for, since I started going on the Mickey Mantle hunt for the card number 7 from the base set. Dude, I got the red. So how's that right there? Look at that. I mean, I know the shine can never be done justice on camera. I mean, some guys can show the shine a little better than others. But when I look at these cards, oh man, in my album, I have all 4 on one page. Dude, it's just glorious. It makes me pretty happy. I'm in love with this collection. I'm going to continue to go down this collection. I missed one the other day that I wasn't paying attention, a gold from 2011. It was like one of those moments that I could not believe I didn't know that card was up for sale. I have all these saved searches and everything, and some things just slipped through. Oh my gosh, I was so bummed. So I'm still on the hunt. I have one more gold to get. This next batch of cards right here is pretty sick. I don't know what for whatever reason, when I find one, and I'm telling you, I don't search for my vintage cards as the card in particular 99% of the time. 99% of the time, I let them come to me. I go on eBay if I'm sitting around the house, and I'll go ending soonest at any time. If I have free time, that's what I'm doing. If I'm just cruising and I'm looking at my phone. And these ones popped up in this last like 4 months. 2 perfectly centered, absolutely stunning baseball cards from 1973. Shout out to Shane, Shoebox Legends, his favorite set of all time, top set, from 1980 to 1952, vice versa. Hank Aaron, Johnny Bench, and then I scored this just this week. Just arrived, Willie Mays' last playing days base card. And this is an absolute gem. It looks like a 10. I mean, it seriously looks as good as any of the cards. The PSA 9s I was looking up to get an example for this card. This thing looked better than some 9s that had the diamond cut. I kid you not. I still don't know what's wrong with this card. It's like the grader was out to lunch. You just give it a 5. Slap a 5 on there. Even when you look at the back, I guess the back's not a 10 centering, but it's not bad. This is what I love to find, and this Mays is one that I sold, that I had a copy of. I had a copy of all those cards, and I sold them, and now I have this incredible looking specimen. I bought this I won this at auction for $86, and I guarantee you, if you look up comps, I'm probably paid more than anyone has ever paid for a PSA 5. But this looks better than all the PSA 8s and 7s I was looking at to get comparisons of. Let's use our eyes and find cards like this. Diamonds in the rough. These 73s are very difficult to find centered. You could hunt every day for months and not find a centered card. If you're looking for certain guys, some guys are impossible. Just love it. I gave this centering a 96 on my scale. It's pretty dang high. Almost perfect. Absolute stunner. So to see these three together, I mean, I have a lot more of 73s that are absolutely gorgeous examples. Perfect specimens, as I would call them. When you put these things and they're side by side, there's nothing like it. They look so dang good. Any grade, any way, shape, or form. Just radical. For whatever reason, I found some 73s lately, and I have another one that I'm going to share in the future as well from 73 on a different day that I found at the exact one day prior to that Willie Mays, and it's sitting over there, but I just wanted to share these three first. Okay, I'm going to share, let's see, I got a lot more, so I'm just going to continue on here. I'm going to jump into these. Since this is like a shout out to Adam, Vintage Sanctuary, he'll love seeing these cards. 2023 Topps Chrome, the buyback, 2022 Topps Chrome, inserted back into 2023 Topps Chrome, the MVP buyback stamp, the program they had, this is one of the cards they bought back, put it in packs. These are 1 in 28,000 packs. There's only 22 of these that exist. I purchased one in a 9 for $750. I sold it and got, I don't know, $1,100 or $1,200 because this one came up literally within the week, and this one went at auction. I won it for $280. I was like, dude, no brainer. I mean, this is, I don't know, half a year ago or before the season started, something like that. I love it. It's one of my favorite modern cards in my entire collection. I believe in that card. As Shoebox Legends would say, I think that the program, the MVP program, is so huge, and this is the very first one. First buyback autos they put in, these and Paul Goldschmidt. Unbelievable. And this is the year that Aaron Judge broke the all-time home run record for American League, and in my eyes, for all of baseball. And I just think it's a special baseball card. And I have the only one that's sold in the last 3 months is the one that I sold. I haven't seen anything else up there because there's only 22, and I had 2 of them at one time. So, wow, I love that card. I know Adam has it. Another card that I think is just special is this 2022 gold refractor. When I bought this, I thought I way overpaid, but now I overpaid because I really, really wanted that card. Really, really, really bad. And it was really hard to find. So I got that. But these two are the pickups. I wanted a card of Ronald Acuna Jr. And I figured now's the time to buy one. And so I bought one. I love 2022 Topps Chrome. Something about it. But what drew me to this card in particular is the image. I wanted an awesome Ronald Acuna card, and this one just stuck out like a sore thumb to me. A beautiful, beautiful sore thumb. This thing has so much shine. Now, I'm not going to say it has the exact same amount of shine as the 1990, some of the 90s stuff, but it's right up there. Not every year is good, but this year, 2022, has some crazy shine. A little bit of etching going on now that I know what etching is. But this card, man, I was so stoked to get it. I think it's an awesome baseball card. Gold refractor. Beautiful image of Acuna. Now, I'm not super collecting them, but I would like to get... My goal is to get his rookie cup in a gold. Same exact gold. We'll call these the true golds. I keep seeing that word go around. The true golds. I want to get Bobby Witt Jr.'s rookie cup. That's the only Bobby Witt Jr. card I want. And there's a few on eBay, but I'm not willing to pay that at the moment. And then I want Ronald Acuna's rookie cup as well. I'd like Aaron Judge's as well, but I don't know. I'm not going to swing there. I know I'm too into vintage at the moment. But I also picked up this Mike Trout. I think I might have shared this before, but since it's from 2022 and is in the binder next to some of these glorious cards, this is the orange refractor mint 9. This one's numbered to 25. I love the orange refractors for the scarcity. I love the looks of orange refractors. I love when you're opening boxes and packs and an orange refractors in the pack and you're like, oh my gosh, what's it gonna be? That's how it was in the 2000s for me. Orange refractors were huge. Those were giant, impossible pulls, and they still are. They're still numbered to 25. They're super, super hard to pull. I mean, you're talking 100,000 packs probably to pull that exact card or more. So just love this collection, and that's going to continue on. The Aaron Judge collection, Mike Trout, and my Topps Chrome collection in particular. Just love it. I love where my collection's headed. All right, back to Mickey Mantle because I love Mickey Mantle. 2007 Topps Chrome. I got 2 new additions to share with you guys. But before I do that, I'm going to share another beautiful vintage Mickey Mantle card. 1963 Topps Mickey Mantle. It just hits the Yankees spot for me. Whatever it is about this card just screams Yankees. I think because the Roger Maris looks really similar, and they're both, you know, they both kind of look the same age, and they're my favorite. Like, I wouldn't say they're my favorite teammates because I give that to Eddie Matthews and Hank Aaron, but let's just say my second favorite teammates, besides Mike Trout and Ohtani when they were teammates. Dude, I love this freaking baseball card. 1963 Mickey Mantle Topps card is just an extraordinarily special card in my mind. 63 being one of the greatest sets ever made. Mickey at this point has hit 14 World Series homers. That's insane. I mean, that's just nuts. I think he ended with 18 or something. I'm pretty sure he still has the record. It's just absurd. This guy was a legend, always will be. Always, anytime I'm holding a Mickey Mantle card, it's a special feeling. So put that guy. I just had to share a vintage card with the Mantles. You know, it deserves a spot. I just love Mickey Mantle baseball cards. I love them. Something really special about them for me. Growing up in the 80s. All right, I'm gonna share with you the least rare out of the refractors from 2007. That is the regular base refractor in black. It looks like a black refractor. It's actually really gorgeous. Really stoked I decided to, after I found the rare ones, to go for these less rare ones. This thing is just glorious. I got this in a 9. This was like $35. Not a cheap card. You could get this ungraded for like $10. But I know I opened 2007 Topps Chrome. A lot of them were bent. A lot of them came damaged. So I figured why not buy like 2006 Topps? Forget about it. 2010 Topps, don't ever buy that ungraded. Those things were so warped when I was opening them. They're like bananas. Like so crazy. So I do like a couple of these sets. I know that I just prefer to buy them graded. Spend a little extra money. $35. Beautiful. But this is the most beautiful card out of that entire run. This card now. This is the only one I've seen for sale. I bought this for $100 from the same guy I bought that red refractor from in the first round of Mantles. This baby was in like retail packs. It doesn't show odds anywhere. I think they're 1 in 4, I think, packs, but these were, you never see them. These are tough. Blue refractor, 2007 Topps. And this is the one year they screwed up. They didn't put him as number 7, but in the regular Topps base, that is the same image with the black border, 2007, they used number 7. So they blew it on Topps Chrome, but I still collect these. I mean, this card is the blue on it, it just pops. This thing's just too magical for my own hands. It really is a special baseball card. I didn't know, I couldn't find comps, and of course I don't have VCP or anything, so I'm like, dude, I didn't see any ending in the last 3 months, and I go, man, $100. Yeah, it's for my collection. Comps, don't matter to a point. On these smaller, not so giant cards, do I really want to wait around and find this one day for $50? No. I wanted the card. And that's why collecting is so fun when you're a true, a legit collector who just loves the cards. It's okay to overpay. It's okay. I have it in my collection now, and I'm just super stoked on it. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world for money. Like, there's just, someone could offer me $300 for that right now. I wouldn't take it. Why would I take it? Look at that run right there. I'm so proud of that run. I don't know why it's like this proud thing when you're really just buying baseball cards. So what's there really to be proud of? You're just spending money and buying things. But as us collectors kind of know, like, me, I'm not a huge hunt guy. I really don't like wasting time hunting. Like, if I could snap my fingers and have the cards I wanted, oh my gosh, I'd do it in 2 seconds. Like, I don't need to go. But there is something to be said for the fact that all that hunting you do, and then a card shows up in it, and the payoff is huge. Would it mean as much as if I could snap my fingers? Probably not. But I would still do it if I was the only one that was allowed to do that in a heartbeat. I'd never hunt for baseball cards again. If I could say, hey, I want the 1975 Topps Mini Bob Gibson perfectly centered in a 6, boom, there it is. Or just perfectly centered, perfect eye appeal, boom, there it is. Like, oh man, I do that so fast. But just glorious. I'm really happy with my Mantle collection. I never dreamed about even going down this modern Mickey Mantle collecting, and modern meaning the 2000s when they numbered him to number 7 when he had the license. And then after selling Mantles for all these years on eBay, and my buddy, Turn Back the Clock co-host Adam, Splendid Sports, was buying those off of me on eBay and grading them, trying to get the base cards all in 10s. Question I have for him to see if he still has those. I realized that I should be going for, I wanted to go for these really hard to find Mantle cards from the 2000s. And I've had so much freaking fun doing it. Like, unbelievable fun. Last pair of cards. Now I'm going to do it exactly I'm going to end this video how my buddy Adam, oh, there it is right in front of my face. Vintage Sanctuary, where I said I was going to do this in the beginning, but put this up. Oh, and I guess some of you guys would know what this is if you watch my other video, but I'll do it anyways, because I haven't showed it up close. Dude, I got the Killa right here. I'll share this card up close. Let me take the baggie off. I really have a particular look that I need to hit for my Veni cards, my Venezuelan baseball cards, where I find out this one's really not an actual Topps card. But thanks to Dean, I don't remember his channel name, some West Side channel. I'll tag it below. Dude, he did some research and found out these were like sports something or other. He'll tell you these were literally photocopied, and somebody wrote this information on the back. The front was photocopied from the actual 67 Topps card and put on there. That's why these they're not perfectly clear. Like, it looks like it's been printed, like looks like a photocopy. But with these cards, these Venezuelan cards, and these rare cards, these ones that there's only 20 in existence, I still want them to look really good. But what is awesome about these is that you can find, I'm finding it, since I have so many collections going on, if I'm frustrated with looking for centered vintage Topps cards, everyone always says you can always find that Topps card. You can always find this Willie Mays 73 Topps card. You can find it anytime. Well, I beg to differ. You cannot find a card that looks this good that isn't a 9 or a 10 or an 8 that costs $500 on the flip of a switch. You could be looking for a year. You could be looking for months. Maybe the Willie Mays card is the wrong example. Maybe these are less hard to find than the others. But there are a lot of cards from the 50s and 60s that are extremely hard to find centered. Extremely hard. Harder than it is for me to find these Venezuelan copies of cards that I could live with. because I can let my little scale, my centering scale, go kind of by the wayside. I can let some flaws go as long as the image looks good. So for me to find these rare, quote unquote, rare cards, it's like easier. Because I can just go, oh, well, I can't, I'm sick of hunting for these centered Topps cards that everyone says, so you could always replace your Topps cards. I'm telling you, you can't. It's not that easy. I've been doing it for 2.5 years straight, trying to find centered regular Topps cards, and it's freaking impossible with perfect eye appeal. It's insane. So finding cards like this randomly when I'm searching eBay while Sammy Thunder's doing a live, is awesome. Adds to the story. And this Yaz 67 is greatest year ever. One of the greatest baseball seasons of all time. This thing is a 1.5. There's no creases in it. There's nothing wrong with this card, minus it's not perfectly centered. But look at this 4. The centering on these, you could barely even tell. This one has a border. This one basically doesn't. I guess it's all right there at the bottom. So really, I can let that go. And then on the back with the paper loss, as long as I can read most of the writing, even though I can't even read this language, for whatever reason, I can just forgive myself for certain things. Talking about the issues for, on cards, what I can live with on certain things. Could I live with this on a Topps card? No chance. But because most of these were in albums, it gives me that excuse, gives me that reason I can buy these cards, because this front still looks perfect. And they're easier for me to find than the counterpart 1967 Topps Yaz, dead centered, and even 9s of this card are diamond cut. Like 90% of the 9s, I would bet you, are diamond cut. It's an incredibly hard card to find. I know they're out there. I have some friends that have one. But that's how my collection is going. I'm enjoying so many aspects of this hobby because of friends out there, because of channels out there, and I'm just thankful for it. I'm loving every little inch of my collection, and I'm not selling cards to sell cards that I'm over, no, but I'm looking at my cards in a trading scale. If I'm willing to trade like I did when I was a kid, you're sitting in the living room and you have your cards out, even though it's your prize card, there was always something around the corner, something that your buddy had that you'd probably trade that card for. And that's how I'm approaching my collection now. And I can still buy cards that I don't need to sell cards for, but there are going to be cards like this Yaz. I instantly had to list a card that was of equal or greater value, because I know I can't just keep buying stuff. But I told myself, yeah, absolutely, I would trade that straight up for that other card. So that's how I'm looking at things, and I just appreciate everyone out there for watching. I appreciate you guys listening to me blab about baseball cards and how much I just love collecting and my thoughts and opinions. Remember, think for yourselves out there. I just like to give mine because this is my channel, and that's what I came on YouTube to do, was to talk about my opinions. And I'm having the heck of a time doing it and sharing my collection as I go. So I hope you guys are inspired out there from everybody out there, and me as well. And don't be influenced by anyone. Ring this stuff around in your own brain and spit out what makes sense for you. Thanks for watching. Shaka.